Hello everyone, welcome to the Clarity 16.3.0 Feature Supportability Training. My name is Bill Yee. Today we're going to cover our new reports designer for Clarity 16.3.0. So what's new with the report designer? So this is our first release of our Clarity report designer, and you're able to create, update, and publish Clarity reports based on data providers. So with those, you'll be able to configure a number of widgets, be a number tile, progress ring, pie, donut, bar and column, and table widgets. You also will be able to create multi-tab reports and also to be able to copy a particular tab and its contents and create a new tab as well. Just mention also to be able to publish a report. So you can publish a report to your end users, and while it's published, you can do edit sales reports without impacting it. And once you're ready, you can publish a new report as well, similar to our blueprint capability. And how we show that report to the end user is we're able to configure that report based on a left-hand navigation menu item under System Options. And when it's shared to the user, only users who have access to that particular report will see that menu icon, and they'll be able to view the filters and also to export that report to PDF if they wish. So why is this important? So we have the new report designer capability as we migrate off JasperSoft. One thing we wanted is that we want an easy to use report designer that doesn't require our customers to have technical knowledge, either SQL or programming knowledge. We want that being capable for most of our end users. And since our report design is being developed with a lot of the kind of common Clarity components, Studio, TSV, lookups, some of our common grid capabilities, our filtering, it's easy for our customers and end users to pick up and start building reports. And that's kind of our key. We want them to get up and going, easy to learn, with not having that technical knowledge to be able to needed to build a report as they did in JasperSoft. So this feature for the report designer is alpha. So essentially, we still got a lot of work to do. We made a lot of progress this PI, and and also in the upcoming releases, we're gonna have some additional work to do. But we would like to get this in the customer's hand and get their feedback, see what's working, what's not, because we want to make sure this is right for our customers. So the more exposure, the sooner we get this to our customers, that feedback, please let us know. And that said, I think there's a lot of capabilities here that I think our customers will like. But yes, please give us your feedback, and we really appreciate to make this better and better every release. Now I'm going to give a demonstration so you can see the reporting designer in action. So I'm going to give a demonstration of the Clarity Report Designer for 16.3.0. So what's new is that we have a new menu icon to access the reporting capabilities, and then we have a new tile called Report Designer. If you click onto it, we have a list of the reports. I'm using this kind of the reports here as a table of contents of what I'm going to cover as part of this demo. So first, let's cover what things you need to get started with in terms of system-wise and rights. So let me first go into system options. Under system options, under the data warehouse options, we'll have a new flag called include SQL curve data. So if you're reporting off any timescale value or TSV, which you'll probably be doing, what you want to do is check this particular flag and run a full data warehouse. And what this will do is it will populate the SQL curve tables used in to report off in the reporting designer. Note the reporting designer reads off the data warehouse in terms of building the reports. So once you run the data warehouse with that flag set, here are the rights you need in terms of accessing the report designer. You need the reporting navigate, that will give you the menu icon on the left-hand side. And also too, you need the reporting report designer navigate, will give you access to the tile to get to the report designer. And then with that, let's go about how you create a report. To create a report, click on new report and just say first report and then click create. Here, you'll need to go ahead and select a data provider. Now, these are the list of out-of-the-box data providers we provide. You can also create custom ones, which you're able to select as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some of the out-of-the-box data providers and click Save. And here it actually lands you into the kind of the main screen for the reporting designer. So up top is the report toolbar, which applies to everything across inside the reports. First item, we'll go ahead and click the widgets we provide for the report designer. So here are the list of widgets here. We have the number tile, progress ring, pie, donut, bar, and column, and also two tables. So we can go ahead and create some actual widgets here as we need to. And as you add them, we sort of create stubs of these items until you actually go ahead and start configuring them. If you hover over each one of these, what you'll see is a configuration, actually a widget toolbar. And as you click on the one with the gear, you're able to configure it. So if you click on it, you'll have different chart properties depending on the type of widget you pick. So this one you provide for the number tile. You have a different set for the pie. This one here is for the column as well in terms of habit. And we're going to go into more detail of the items that you can related to the different types of widgets. But also too, what you can do is as you pick it, you can go ahead and move these items and expand it as you wish within the within the canvas. You have a little more freedom that you would than in the dashboards within Clarity, and because I guess there's a little more control related to when you want to configure reports as you need to. In here as well, you can go ahead. Let me show you some of the other options. You can go ahead and copy a particular widget, which will then actually go ahead and copy the configurations as well. And then also too, there's a delete option, which you want to have. You can go inside. We have the areas of tabs. You can actually go ahead and rename a tab if you want. You can also here do a copy. It does a deep copy of it. For example, whatever you went ahead and picked, it will go ahead and do a deep copy of what you from the source tab you copied from. Also, you can go ahead and delete a tab as you need to as well. We'll cover a little more detail related to filters shortly. Also, too, for example, if say you want to find out what data provider you selected, you can do it here. And you can also add additional data providers in here by clicking the button at the bottom and clicking Save. And then you will be able to go ahead and configure that as well here as well. We also have a layout area. Currently right now it's only landscape and portrait, and we'll have some more options related to the layout as well. So this is sort of the high level in terms of what you can do within the report designer. Let's go in and let's get some more detail regarding the widget. First, let me remove this first report. And let's get a little more detail related to the widgets. So if I click on here, I made examples of all the widget types that are available as part of the reporting designer. So these are the single metric widgets. The first one is the number tile itself. Let's go into edit mode here. So if I cover and hover over, if you click configure, um, for both the number tile and the progress swing has the same configuration, and where you'll be able to pick a data provider, a title, and a single metric. And some of the metrics you have available is average, count, max, min, and sum. And then note when you click on count, for example, this would you won't need to pick an attribute because it'll count it based on the results that you get back for this particular widget from the data provider. You also have the same level of formatting. You can choose from number to percent and what you want to have with that one. Also, too, you can choose a different color as you need to, and then you can do a widget level filter, which we'll cover shortly in another section. So what you have with that one here. The same goes here with the progress ring. And what you have with that as well. The only real difference is more from an end user's perspective, and where here you can click inside here to kind of go from number to percentage. That you can't do that within the number tile. The other items which are kind of similar configuration are the pie and the donut. Let's go inside the pie and cover that one. You have the data provider and title. And then you'll have ability to do a dimension. So dimension is what you want to see the data by. So in this particular pie, you want to see it by manager. Say in the donut here, we're seeing it by project type. So that's what dimension is. It's a single dimension. And also too, with these, as with pie and donut, a single metric. You have a more limited set of metrics, only count and sum. And you can do a sort by in the sort order for these widgets as well. The format is also nice, is that if you ever configured a pie chart, a pie portlet under classic, we had this area of handling overflow based on percentage. And it was kind of hard to get that pie chart, to display right because it depends on the data. So the way we have it now is maximum number of slices. So right now you can choose here, it's 10, but you can actually limit it down to 5 as you need it. You have the choice to, to have, items, other 5 grouped in another area or not. You have the option of doing that. You can choose number or metric or percentage to display within the pie. And then you can control where the legend displays. You can display it on the bottom or display it on the top as you wish. So this is kind of the single metric widgets. Let's cover bar and column. So for the bar, you have similar in terms of what you have with the pie, but then you'll be able to configure multiple metrics. Like in this one, we have both here plan cost and budget costs as part of the bar and column you have in here. You can add additional ones as you need to, as you wish. The sort by and sort order similar to how we have in the pie. And more different options in terms of the format. So this one here, this is clustered. You have a single bar for each of the different metrics. In the in the column here, I have one where it's stacked into a single bar. Each of the different metrics are stacked in one-to-one single bar. You control the maximum number of bars you want to have within a particular widget. You can choose how you want to look at it, either number or percent, similar to how you want to have inside the pie. Also, too, you have control of what you want to show on the axis, and so if you want to show it or not, you can turn it off or on, depending on what you have, or give it a particular title as need be. And also, too, filtering at a widget level as well. Last but not least, here we're going to cover the table, which is just similar to our grid with a common grid that we have as within Clarity. The toolbar is a little bit different in the sake we still have to configure, copy, and delete. Now here's where you access the column picker. If you click on it, you can go ahead and select it from here, and you can close it off this way to access those additional values, or you can go ahead and click it from here, and it will actually toggle it off as well. Under the configuration, uh, the title and everything else, for the table, this one has per period metrics in terms of seeing TSV data. You have the ability to see it either by duration or period, or you can go ahead and turn them off from that aspect. Decimal display as well, you have the ability to control that, and also widget level filtering. So this covers our kind of what we support related from a widget area. Let me cover here the filtering. So we have two levels of filtering within uh, our reports. We have report level filtering, and that's up top here. And when you click on it, you'll see in the flyout. In this particular example, we're filtering plan operating costs that is greater than 1.3 million, and that's what it's displaying inside these pie charts. We also have widget level filtering. And in order to get here, this is under the configure button. We show under the filter. You can choose whatever, this is similar to our generic filter that we have within Clarity. So a lot of this will look familiar to you. You can add additional filters as you need to. And once you configure it, make sure you click the apply button, and it will get applied to your widget. Now, what happens if you go ahead and have both report level filters and widget level filters? So let me give you an example of that. So we have the same widgets that I had under each of these different tabs into one tab. So how is this going to be executed? So for the widget filters, it will apply to those items. It would actually go apply to all the items inside your tab. So for these, the top ones will apply to the pie chart, this report level filter. Now note in here, since we have a widget level filter on the table, the widget level filter will override the report level filter. So if you look at that one, this one's greater than 3 million. It's only showing greater than 3 million here. It's not showing here up top the report level filter, which is 1.3 in terms of the operating costs. So the main takeaway here, report level filters override what you have, any report level filters you have defined. So with that, after doing filtering, we're going to cover the publishing of the report and how that actually works. So let's go inside here. Now, one thing to know, let me give you some talk about some of the values here related to each of the reports because it's associated with the publishing. There are three different statuses for each of the report. When you first create a report, you haven't published it, it'll be in draft mode. And then once you go ahead and update that report and publish it, it'll be published. And then if you go back to that published report and edit it, or one that has, we'll give it a marking, have another badge here that has edits. So there's three different statuses you have with it. Let's go inside this particular report. Now I go ahead and updated this report. Now this is the one I just created. It's in draft mode. Now when it's in draft mode, when you hover in, it's automatically in edit mode. Now this is important to understand is that when you're in edit mode and having things in here, we can go ahead and publish it, for example. And then now we get this edit button as part of it. And also too, if you look at it from the grid, it's now publish. Now from here, we can go about and having provide this to the end user, which we'll cover shortly. But if we come back in here and say, for example, when not in, you're right now in view mode. You need to click into edit mode. And this has a similar paradigm to we have with the blueprints. You can go ahead and now you're in edit mode. Now you can just go ahead and copy and have another one here. You can go ahead and change it, or you can go ahead and discard the edits as you need to as part of it. So And what this allows you to do is that once you publish, you can provide the published one to your end user, but also to now do editing to the report. And once you're ready, you can publish it and to provide it back to your end users. And that's how our blueprints work. I'm going to discard this edit here and then bring this one back as part of it. So once I've already published this report, how do I show this report to end users? So the capability we have now is to associate this to a menu icon, and you do that under administration. So if you click on administration, under system settings, and if you go to navigation menu, you go to add page. So we've added new sections here and where area for reports. So we have a couple here that's already been published, and actually is the one that we just went ahead and published out here. You can go ahead and associate a menu icon to that report. So we can go ahead, click that. I'm going to use the star icon and then click to show. So once I have that, if I do a refresh of my page, I will then see that report. Now, in order to see this report in the menu icon, you have to one, have rights report designer access, view or edit to that report under the report icon. Otherwise, the end user will not see this menu icon for this report. But if you have it, you click on it, then you're able to see that report inside here. Now also too, we have the ability, you have some capability within here in terms of adjusting the columns and what you have here, expanding things out on certain of these different widgets as well. You have a little bit of interactivity as part of it. You also too, if you have a report filter, you have the ability to see that report filter. Right now it's read only. In future releases, we're gonna make that editable in terms of what you have here. And also too, the ability to export to PDF as you need to. And we have more plans in terms of enhancements, in terms of auto sizing it, but you can also just do a quick PDF export of the report as well. You also have a little bit more control of if you didn't want to show this filtering information to the end user, you can go back to the report designer. Say, for example, there's an option, if we go into edit, there's one called show filters in preview mode. And actually, if I turn that off and click apply, and now click publish, what that will do is that it will hide that filter icon. So there may be some information related or specific to that you want to hide and not want the end user to see. You can hide that filter as well. So with that, that concludes my demonstration for the Clarity Report Designer for 16.3.0. This concludes our presentation and demonstration of the Clarity Report Designer for 16.3.0.